Hello my fellow car modelers, how are you doing today? Today's video, I'm going out after you 80s NASCAR model builders, man. I know you all suffer from this same problem. We all suffer from this with the old early square body GM, you know, the Monte Carlo, the Buick, the Pontiac. They kind of had this problem with you just never could get that hood to sit down. You see that? How it just wants to pop up a little. I have a fix for that, and I'm going to show you. Not you over there, no way, but you I'm definitely showing. So let's get into this. On this old Folgers car, I built this probably, it's 35 years ago, I think. And I love how these early cars, yeah, it doesn't have an engine. Don't yell at me. But they had an hinging system, kind of a simple hinging system, but it was always very hard to get this hood to sit down. But I really liked it. Later on, some of the kits came out. Monogram stopped with the little hinge, and we're going to get a little closer on how that hinging system worked. They kind of got rid of those, but on these early square GM cars, again, like I said, it was the Monte Carlo, the 81 to 85 Pontiac Grand Prix, and of course the early 80s Buick, which those happen to be my favorite ones. I have lots of them, and I do have a fix for this. And I have seen a lot of people complain building these cars, even today. You get them now from Salvino's JR Models, but they're the same old Monogram molding. Monogram did a beautiful job on them, and it's so awesome that Salvino's JR Models is still putting these out, so we constantly have these coming out. These are just great kits. One of my favorites. But yeah, this is an easy fix, believe it or not, and I'm going to show you. So let's get a car I'm working on right now that I'm going to remedy this problem and show you how it all works. Okay, I'm working on this Kyle Petty Pontiac. I'm going to be doing all the decals in the video later coming up, but we're getting this body all ready to go. And this is the 81 to 85 Pontiac Grand Prix. I love this. They did such a beautiful job on this Monogram did years ago. And this has the same exact problem as the Buick and the Monte Carlo on the hinging system and the hood not staying down. And real quick, this is a very simple hinging system, but I like it. I like that the hood hinges. I don't like the lift-off hood and you set it off the side, because that's not how real cars are. I'm kind of like that. I don't like lift-off hoods on my models. I like to have the hood up and propped up and however you do it. And this is a really simplified way of doing it, which, quite honestly, the real cars had a similar system that worked like this. It was simply just a couple of tabs on the sheet metal with a bolt through them, and it just hinged up. It was very simple, and that's kind of what they replicated. So you can see right there, see that how there's this kind of a cylinder molded on there, bolt as you would say. And on this part, if you look, there's this, see that kind of divot right there that it fits into, and then you've got this stopper right there. And you put it in. It's really a really cool system. I've got it all cleaned up, and you get it in the pockets, but you see, you still kind of have that difficulty. It wants to hold up, and this is how I've always fixed the problem. It's pretty simple. So here we go. I will just take my X-Acto knife, and I definitely always want to make sure that this is pretty well cleared out, maybe opened up just slightly, not much. Make sure there's no flashing or anything in the way. You know, with a little filing and all that, but the X-Acto blade, X-Acto knife does the job for me. Just get in there. See if you can see what I do here. I just get in there and just kind of follow it. Just get it whatever out of there. And then I like to take this and I'll just get onto this, and there is a little bit of a parting seam. Make sure that parting seam is gone. I just scrape. It also makes this peg a little bit narrower, which is always pretty good to do. Let's see, do you got that right? See right there what I'm doing? I'm just Just kind of cleaning up that peg, and then I just kind of run down the, that's how I get the edges always kind of have a little bit of a flashing to them. All of them do. It's just part of the process. I just run my X-Acto blade and kind of shave. This is like a normal technique I do with all my cleanup. You can see just getting a little bit of the extra kind of flash. It's always in the corners. You got a little bit of a parting line right there, and you can always hit it with you know, one of these sanding pads. I like to go downward, just get that edge knocked off all the way around. Same thing on the fender. It has the same situations, and we're kind of just doing it all quick. Now let's give it a test drive here, test try, and see if that was enough. Sometimes that's enough, sometimes it's not. I have one more thing that I like to do, but make sure you get in there, and it's still wanting to pop up. And where that problem is right here on this stop. I find you kind of have it where the stop, let's see, we'll just put this together and look underneath again. Ooh. Get it on. Okay, you see how the stop is? It's kind of holding it up. The stop is actually kind of a little bit too long. So I usually like to take the stop and, heck, I don't know, however you want, X-Acto blade, or I'm going to just clip a little bit off. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scribe a little line on the black portion of it, like that and like that. Just kind of give me a break off point, and I'll just take my little nippers and just nip a piece off, and it'll probably just push it right on out. It's actually a thick piece of plastic. Maybe I'll just cut it out. There we go. There we go. We get it down. Same thing on this side, where it's almost like not quite half, but just get that back. Always towards the windshield is the section I'm going for, that stopper. You don't want the stopper to be completely gone, because that helps hold your hood in place when it's down. And then I will take a little file like this, and I'll probably just knife edge it a little bit. If you see what I'm doing here, just going at an angle and just give it a knife edge. There we go. Knife edge that thing. Let's see. And this should give us what we're after. Fit that in there, and come on, get up in there. We're still popping up a little bit. If you're still getting a little bit of pop up, I'm going to give a little scribe mark of where that's at on the hood. Okay, and see where I put my marks. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of thinning out the hood right there. Just kind of careful. Just, I'm going to cut right there, right to the. Just take a little bit of the thickness of the hood out. Right there to the edge. Later on you can go back and do cleaning up and all that of the hood, but just want to get rid of some of that thickness of the hood. Just right there where the stopper is at. Now let's see if that does the job. If this doesn't do the job, then I'm probably just a liar. You got to make sure it's all lined up good. Right there. And still getting, look at that. I'm still having something holding it up. And it is definitely that stopper. Or something else. Might have to go a little bit higher. You got to be real careful because you come out the top there. But sometimes I'll just come here and I'll really carefully take that peg and I'll just take a little bit off of the top of it. There has been times also I've completely ruined. Yeah, I completely ruined it, that's for sure. But I've completely removed this peg and replaced it with like a thinner piece of wire. Sometimes that will work too, but I kind of like to avoid that. There we go. I think we finally got it. There we go. There we go. And now it sits. And what's nice about what I like, what also helps hold it on, why you want to keep that peg and not just cut them off, it also kind of forces the front of the hood to kind of clip down into the nose. And so there you go, you got your hood sitting flat. Simple as that. What do you think? So there you go. That's how I do it. Every kit, even if you're doing, I could take another Pontiac and it might not take that much, it might take more to do, but you just got to do a little bit test. Never do everything all at once, because you want to see what every little change you do will give you a result. So you just keep working. Those are the 3 areas that you work at. That's how I prep my hood, get it fitting well, and look at that. We've got ourselves a very nice fitting hood now, staying down. So that's real simple. Just take your time, work it a little, be very careful. A little bit of sanding, a little bit of cutting, a little bit of grinding, gets it all in. But we've got ourselves a nice hinged hood. I like the hinged hood. I like them hinged. So there you go. There it is. I'm getting into building a whole bunch of these old 80s NASCAR Cup cars. I got some really cool videos coming to show you on these. This one in particular, I'm going to be doing a video on how to lay some pretty aggressive, huge decals down and how I go about doing that and making it kind of fun and easy. So there you go. Yeah, fun and easy. Because, you know, the question that always gets asked is, why do we build these model cars? Because they're fun. Here's the producers.
Hello, Phoenix.